Hi there everybody, it's Chris van Niekerk here at Bluerhino Safaris. Let's have a look at the coronavirus and what we are going to do about the situation. I've been asked the question a few times and I thought let me do a video and just give you a little bit of peace of mind of what we're doing. Traveling in the way that we travel is probably the best way to have a holiday. We're not in big groups, we're not in big crowds, we have our own vehicles, we have our own sanitary spaces. And that's key to this type of thing. So if you're thinking of having a holiday, then traveling in a convoy with a Bluerhino tour is obviously one of the better ways to do it. The way I would suggest you do it is to keep your hands clean. The coronavirus is spread through human-to-human contact. In the beginning they thought it was the bus seat could be infected for 2 days and you touch the seat and then you get infected, and that is not actually what was the worst thing. It's still not a good idea to lick a bus seat, but where the actual infection came was that people started being infectious before they showed symptoms. And that is the biggest problem we have, is someone can walk around, they do not have any symptoms, but they are spreading the virus. And that is one of the biggest issues. So you don't know if people around you have it or not unless you start testing and then until they start showing symptoms. So coronavirus is a virus transmitted from animals to humans, and therefore our bodies do not know what to do with this thing. It's a bit beyond my body's pay grade. So the way to handle this is the way we've handled all diseases in Africa up to now. And that is to keep our hands clean. If I ask you a question, how often does your face touch anything during the day? And you think about it, you realize that your face doesn't touch stuff during the day. It's only your hands. You might kiss your wife goodbye, you might hug your kids, but other than that, your face doesn't touch anything. And the coronavirus can only get entry into your body through an open wound, if you touched it with an infected hand, or otherwise through your face. So if you don't touch your face, chances of getting sick is almost gone. Droplets, yes, if someone coughs or sneezes that has the virus, the droplets are in the air, you breathe it in, and you can get the virus like that. But that would generally mean that you have to be in an environment where there's lots of people coughing, and this airborne virus is around, and you can breathe it in. So avoid those places. If you don't have to go to the movies now, just don't. Or if you go to the movies, just sit somewhere where there's not a lot of people. If you go to restaurants, do, but sit somewhere where there's a bit of space between you and other people. If someone is coughing, move. It's just common sense, it's straightforward, it's nothing difficult. But the way you're going to get sick very likely is going to be through your own hands. And that you can actually manage. Initially they said that the hand sanitizer does not work for the virus, but the latest study shows that it is effective. If you don't have access to soap and water to wash your hands for 20 seconds, scrub all the way up beyond the wrists, back of the hand, between the fingers. Make sure that you wash your hands properly if you wash it, and use paper towels rather than hot air or a towel hanging from a railing. Use a paper towel. The reason for that is if you dry your hands quickly, the virus doesn't have an opportunity to grab onto you, because the virus needs to sit somewhere where it's comfortable, and somewhere dry it doesn't like it. So if your hands are wet, the longer it stays wet, the more chance you have of contracting a virus back onto your hands. So you want to dry it as quickly as possible, and paper towels does that very quickly. If you don't have access to water and soap, then hand sanitizer. These little bottles are great to keep in your pocket, your handbag, your motorcycle, the car door. Wherever you go through my life, you will find these little bottles everywhere. And that's the way I deal with it. I have safe spaces. My vehicle inside is one of them. Whenever I've been outside of my vehicle on a trip, I've put in fuel or shopped for groceries. When I get back into my vehicle, I immediately take the hand sanitizer, a proper blob to wet your hands properly, not just one for your palms. You want to wet your hands properly between your fingers, on your nails, behind up to above your wrists. Wet your hands, make sure that it's sanitized and clean. Once you're there, you are now safe. In your vehicle, there's no germs. You can touch your face, you can scratch your eyes, you can do whatever you wanted to do. That itch that was there for the last 10 minutes, you can now scratch it. But once I get out of my vehicle, conscious decision, don't touch your face. And as long as you do that, you stay healthy. Remember, we also still have the diseases that we always look out for. Hepatitis and malaria and yellow fever. They are also still around. So we still have to keep thinking about them as well. But as far as the prevention of COVID-19, coronavirus, it is straightforward. It is exactly what you would have been doing on any Africa trip already. And that is use hand sanitizer, keep your hands clean, and try not to infect others. If you see you not feeling well, stay away from other people. Remind them, I don't feel that great, so just don't touch. And that's what we're going to do on our trips as well. We will, for the next year or so probably, until this whole thing is under control, we will make sure that that we keep our spaces, keep our distances, keep sanitized, and in that way we will not spread anything amongst the group. So it's one of the safest places to travel is in a group, out in the bush, no coronavirus there, and if the group is healthy, then you can't get sick at all. So you need hand sanitizer with at least 60% alcohol content. Less than that, the virus can survive. Most of these come with 60 to 95% alcohol. Look for the ones with a higher alcohol content. That is key to it. So get yourself a few hand sanitizers, keep them all around, keep cleaning your hands, just keep going. As long as you do that, you are probably going to have less flu this season as well, because you're following the rules to prevent the flu. But yeah, coronavirus is not specifically, it is a bad virus. The death rates are a little bit higher than flu, but it's 8 out of 10 people are not going to realize that they had coronavirus. They will have very little, maybe a cough here or a sneeze there, and they will not even know that they had it. So 8 out of 10 people probably not really going to be affected that badly. The old, the sick, the very frail, they are the ones that can die of it. It is a respiratory disease, so it's similar to the flu with the cough and your lungs packing up. But yeah, the way to do it is to keep your hands clean, and that's what we'll do. Keep our hands clean, use sanitizer, use it a lot, and that's the best way that we can cope with it. So come on any trip, join the trips. It's not going to stop. The world is going to keep moving on, and we just are going to have to learn to live with what is out there at the moment. So join a trip. Don't be scared. This thing is just another virus, H1N1, flu, swine, all of that stuff we've seen before. It's just another one of those. We need to just learn to live with it. So join a trip, and I can tell you more about infectious diseases in Africa and why the world population looks the way it looks. There's a clue for you. Join a trip, have a great day, travel safe, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.